Post-Brexit victory. EU's illusion to defeat UK blasted as UK found more favourable markets. The EU's plot to damage UK competition in a key area after Brexit has failed, according to an expert. When the UK left the EU on January 1 this year, it left with no provisions for the finance sector in the Brexit free trade agreement. Despite City insiders pushing for convergence with the EU's rules for the finance and services sector, an expert has said the UK has not been affected. According to banking lobby group Financial Services, exports to the US outstripped those to the EU in 2020 for the first time since 2016. Around 34% of exports by banks and finance companies went to America in 2020, compared to 30% to the bloc. Britain's overall trade surplus in financial and related professional services increased by 8.4% to $101.7 billion, £79.3 billion, in 2020. Matthew Lynn, financial columnist for Wall Street Journal, MarketWatch, The Spectator, and Money Week, noted the absence of financial services in the EU and the UK's post-Brexit trade deal, and changing data showing Britain serving the US. He suggested financial services were deliberately excluded from the trade deal, as negotiators in Brussels wanted to damage the UK's competitiveness, and build their own industry. The expert added, "So far it doesn't seem to have worked." Mr. Lynn added anything that would have damaged Britain's ability to sell high-end professional services around the world would have been a real blow. He said, as the UK trades less with the EU, it is, inevitably, trading more with other countries. The ONS reported last month that imports from non-EU countries have been rising for 10 consecutive months, and so have exports. We now buy more from the rest of the world than we do from the EU. That is likely to continue, as the tariffs we inherited from the EU, especially on food and manufactured goods, are steadily dismantled. It comes after Trade Minister Penny Mordaunt met with officials in numerous US states in a bid to increase economic ties. Naomi Smith, head of the Best for Britain group, called the speech embarrassing, when firms were struggling to cope with the failed deal with the EU. She added, "It's embarrassing for the government who said the US would be clamoring for a deal to now be begging for one." British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss on Tuesday held her first phone call with European Commission Vice President Maroš Šefčovič since taking over from David Frost, who quit the government over the weekend with a swipe at Boris Johnson's government. In a statement after the call, Truss said the UK wants a constructive relationship with the EU, underpinned by trade and common values such as democracy and freedom. But she warned Brussels not to expect significant changes in the British position over Northern Ireland trade rules as a result of her replacing Frost. And she stressed that the UK remains prepared to trigger Article 16, a safeguard mechanism in the Northern Ireland Protocol that allows either side to suspend parts of its provisions temporarily. "We need goods to flow freely between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, end the role of the Court of Justice of the European Union, as the final arbiter of disputes between us, and resolve other issues," Truss said. "We must pick up the pace on talks in the new year." Her first words as the UK's new Brexit lead will be watched closely on the continent after 6 months of largely unfruitful talks over the protocol, which was set up to avoid a politically sensitive hard border on the island of Ireland after Britain's EU departure. A UK government official said the call was pretty cordial and that Truss agrees with Frost on all the fundamental principles of the negotiation. The two sides are still to choose a date for resuming talks in January. Democratic Unionist Party leader Jeffrey Donaldson, who also was due to speak to Truss, called on her to redouble Frost's threats to invoke Article 16.